Howdy, it's Jim Morado in Paris, Kentucky. There was just a little welcome to Paris sign that we passed there just a second ago. And Paris is a little town not too far from my neck of the woods, and I've been finding myself in Paris quite a bit here lately. Really neat town that has just grown a lot on me. I like a lot of stuff going on here in Paris. There towards the end of October, we were driving up to the Bourbon Drive-In to check out. They were showing some old scary movies that I liked. I mentioned it on another video here if you want to check that out. Yeah, you pass through Paris right before you get to that Bourbon area, and this day we were actually driving up to Maysville, and then we passed through Paris on up there, and then on the way back, and I ended up stopping at I'd like to say an unprecedented 3 coffee shops in one day. But that'd be a lie. I've hit way more coffee shops than that in one day. But we realized it's just a nice town with a lot going for it, and we're about to pass on the left the Rock. I believe it's the Rock Cafe. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, the Rock Cafe in Paris. They have ice cream, they have food, they have coffee. It's also kind of a Christian bookstore too. They're going on the whole kind of religious based coffee shop, and we overshot it, and we're about to turn and get over there here in just a second. But yeah, there it is on the left. Yeah, it looks like it's in an old gas station. It's not. It doesn't really stand out on the outside, but once you go inside, it's very nice and clean. They had a nice young staff running the place, and for I believe a little over $7, we got a large latte and a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and it was really good. I thought that was a really good dollar value. If you stop at breakfast places and fancy coffee shops, that's actually a bargain. And my mother-in-law was with us this particular day, and she reads a lot of Christian books, and she found a couple of books that she needed for her collection. So we thought that was really swell. I just wanted to mention them real quick, and I'll mention a couple of other places we hit too on the way back. One of them was kind of by accident, but just a very little bit about Paris. 18 miles northeast of Lexington, and it has a population of 8,553. The post office was briefly known as Bourbontown or Bourbonton in the early 19th century, but there is no evidence that this name was ever formally applied to the town itself. It was incorporated as Paris in 1839 and again in 1890, and I thought that was great. Actually, a lot of stuff I've got to go back and check out in this little town. Some interesting history here and there. Most of the notables looks like are related to politics. Interestingly, the 6th and the 5th governor of Illinois were both from Paris. Blanton Collier, NFL coach of '64 championship Cleveland Browns. Missionary to Hawaii, William Patterson Alexander was from here. I mentioned a book. If you scroll through my blog, KentuckyTravels.blogspot.com, there's a really good book on the history of Hawaii. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's a big book. It's easy to understand though, but it's packed. And there's a lot about missionaries in Hawaii in that book. Yeah, so anyway, we're coming back through Paris, and we were just sort of driving around, and we ended up, there was another coffee shop that I saw about online as I Googled Happy People Coffee Company out of Paris. And I wanted to hit that coffee shop too. I love independent coffee shops. So we drove through here, and you'll have to forgive me because I didn't get any good video of Happy People Coffee. I also didn't get any good video of the Rock other than that exterior shot. I took a couple pictures with my cell phone inside, but they were blurry. It was early in the morning. I wasn't paying attention. You know how that goes. But with Happy People Coffee, I did get some pictures. And it's also just a neat little coffee shop. Of course, with COVID and everything going on, I think they had most of their tables kind of put up. But they were really friendly people too. And there was a lady running the place while we were there. There's a pretty little courthouse downtown. I just like that sort of thing a lot. Really friendly lady running the shop while we were there, and we talked about coffee. And I'm getting to where I like oat milk in my coffee, and she suggested they had oat milk, which I think they had oat milk, but she suggested some other types of milks that a lot of coffee shops don't have, and that was really, really nice. I think they had macadamian milk or macadamia nut milk, and it was good. And I had a latte with that, and they've got their little roastery and stuff inside of their shop. They had some cute T-shirts. It was just a really nice place. And I look forward to going back to both of those coffee shops. And even as you're going through Paris, yeah, again, just a great little downtown area, lots of attractive buildings, just a neat area to check out. And we're eager to go back here just to do a little more walking through their main streets. We were just passing through on this particular day. Like I said, we stopped for 2 or 3 coffees, and I wanted to see and do more here in this little town. Yeah, nice colorful buildings on the left and the right. Little one-way street going through downtown. And then, yeah, remember Lil's here on the left, because we would end up going there also. But yeah, we pulled in here. Yeah, this is Happy People Coffee. And, obviously just a nice clean place. I like their logo. Check out their logo on the wall up there on the right. It's just a cute logo. And they were bagging up coffee and just doing what coffee shops do. I did notice they had a nice menu too. So I mean, this looks like the kind of place you could go, and get a lunch or whatever. They had some menus. I forgot to grab one. But they're all set up. They're all stocked up. I did see a couple of locals coming in to buy bags of coffee there, so they've obviously got a good reputation with the locals. Looked like they were doing a good, steady little business. It did look like a cozy interior, though, that I look forward to going in there and reading again at some point. They had some shirts that I think were $12 each, which is reasonable with their logo on it. That's something I might have to pick up next time I'm in there. And they've got their little kind of bag in their coffee area there towards the left. Looks like the interior of maybe like an old small little department store. Not sure what was in this building before. Yeah, they've got their whole little roasting setup going on too. I really like that, especially with little independent coffee shops when they're trying to do as much of it themselves as they can. I really respect and admire that. I think really highly of that. But this was a cool place, and I'm sure we'll be going back again in the very near future. In fact, we were looking at our calendars and just talking about when can we go back there. And when things are back to normal, this could become a hangout of mine. I really liked what they were doing. We parked right here by this place, Movie Land, I believe it was. Yeah, Movie Land. And these posters looked yellowed. It looked like the place might be closed. But there was a sign on the door about VCR repair. And it looked like, I kind of peeked inside of this place. I think I've got a picture coming up. Yeah, I peeked inside. Looks like a classic rental kind of place. So I'm not sure if they've closed up and they've just left their stuff there. Hopefully this place is still in business, because that's just so cool. There's a little part of me that almost fantasizes about going to a place to rent movies again, Yeah, and here's Lil's Coffee House. Lil's Coffee House. And this old, really cool looking old, it's a J.J. Newberry Company building. And this, yeah, we just saw this and said we gotta stick our heads in here. It's more of a classic diner. And I mean, very, very classic. And actually, there's an antique store. It's like an antique store / diner. When we walked in, over to the right is this antique store. And if I had more time, I would sure love to scavenge through there and see if they have some old postcards or political buttons or toy soldiers, the kind of stuff I like to look for at a place like this. But we didn't have time this particular day. And then over on the left, taking up maybe 20% of the building, if that, is this little diner area. They had plenty of seating. They had stools up at the counter. Very, very classic. They had some good looking cookies. I should have gotten one. But in fact, I usually like to get those holiday cookies like that. I think those are just fun and delicious. But we wanted to get something here, so we ended up getting some of their beef vegetable soup that they had going on this particular day, and it was really, really nice. Just had good flavor to it. And the lady that checked us out was super nice and told her to make sure we follow them on Facebook. They have a lot going on here. And yeah, this is another place I'm looking forward to hitting again soon.